Okay. Hey folks, and welcome to another edition of Billy Maine Storytime. I'm Mike. I'm sorry I'm late for this edition. I said we were start a little bit after 3, and my body, because it's disabled, decided that it wasn't going to cooperate. So, be that as it may, I did a few accommodations and started a little bit late, and we're going to try and get through as much this week, right, and activism information as I possibly can, and then hopefully if we can't finish it out today, we'll finish it next week with 1 or 2 more story times. And I love doing these. I love the oral aspects of them. I like the fact that activism should be oral. What do you think about it? Culture's oral. Culture's a lot of things. It's written, it's oral, it's non-verbal, it's communicative. Obviously, sometimes we can say, like, videos and stuff seem to be more important than things that aren't saved. So in history you can report to that, and that's important. And there's a lot of things, but I really truly like doing this. I wish that there was a lot more culture available for people online, although I do see how it can create people from being isolated, but like the fact that on Labor Day weekend I could listen to the Detroit Jazz Festival and the skate competition this past weekend is really incredible. But yeah, I got to listen to the Detroit Jazz Festival, and it's really not hard to do a media thing like this. It's literally an iPad or a phone. I started my phone 4 years ago, and I'm still wearing masks, and I'm still doing this. So, that's what the reality is. And I never thought, we'd be going, I'd be dealing with COVID 4 years later. A mass shooting in my hometown and everything else that's going on. But this week is actually, today's the last day of National Disability Voting Rights Week. A non-profit or a political action group called Rev Up is trying to get people to vote and make sure people with disabilities know that they have the right to vote. Governor Mills, Maine's governor, issued a proclamation recognizing this important week in civic contribution of Mainers with disabilities. That's available at drme.org/voting. And let's give it a read just to see what's going on. We're going to be talking about governors for quite a bit today, actually. So the voting access program seeks to empower individuals with disabilities to exercise the right to vote. Voting access advocate educate individuals with disabilities on their voting rights. The program also trains election officials on accessibility, conducts monitoring, polling places to ensure compliance with state and federal law. That's important because Maine has really good accessibility. You can use a phone to call in your vote if you're prepared. There's a voting rights hotline at 800-462-1948. There's a guideline at drme.org/voting. And there's so many questions to ask, so many resources can't even go into it. So I will be adding this to sharing this actually right now with on the Billy Maine page. So a couple weeks ago, I may have been last week or the week before, the state land commission that recently reported about the shooting that happened at Storytime Recreation and in Smegneys, where 18 people died, 13 people were injured. The report concluded that majority of blame relied on a Sheriff Deputy Schofield from the Saginaw County Sheriff's Office. He's currently running for sheriff this year as a Republican. I'm not going to go into details, but I don't know, the guy definitely didn't have all the information they should have had. The commission made it very clearly. Didn't have all the information they had. Also made clear that the Army didn't feel it had the right to hold the shooter car when he was in a psychotic state. So again, that's pretty messed up. And I believe the Boston Globe by 25 different times, including after Schofield had his address, when there was a time in which Carr went to go buy a silencer and was denied. He should, the cops came and called then, and they weren't. Why not? And there were 25 separate times that law enforcement was alerted to Carr's actions before he took the steps that he did. And it's horrible. And it's awful. And there's not much you can say to support it. And I don't think that the commission will support the raising and stuff another thing. I think some of the law enforcement committees have used yellow light laws, yellow flag laws, red flag laws more so this year than in previously, and that's good. And it's been a year almost. It's been almost 11 months. It'll be 11 months and 12 days. It'll be 11 months, and then in the 1-year anniversary, they're already planning a 1-year anniversary on October 25th at the Coliseum Lewiston. There will be a lot of people there. There'll be plenty of support. There'll be the community will be there. There'll be also be webcast for people who don't want to be there, people who have created COVID, or people who just don't want to be in large crowds or might have issues with that. Certainly, I think it's something I'm personally dealing with whether I want to be here for the 1-year anniversary or whether I want to be away, like far away. I don't know. I mean, I've grown up here since I was very, very young. I've lived in the Lewiston, Maine area my entire life. I've lived in Lewiston since I was, 8, technically 8. I went to Lewiston school since 3rd grade. I mean, never would have thought this could have happened here. And it's hard because you realize it doesn't go back. there's there is no going back to normal anymore. I mean, you don't know if you want to do things. You try and do things. I enjoyed, the fireworks. The balloons were great, but they didn't really go off. So, I see any balloons because there was only like 2 balloons that went off the entire balloon festival week. But, yeah, the atmosphere of Lewiston definitely changed quite a bit. In other news involving the Disability Rights Center, Department of Justice filed a lawsuit with the city of Maine 2 days ago, saying that they're violating the rights of people with regard to issues with Maine's behavioral health system, and it's really kind of crazy how much of the issues they've had. So on September 9th, the Department of Justice filed suit against the city of Maine based on its June 2022 findings, which is almost 2 years ago, that Maine discriminated against youth with disabilities filing to maintain an adequate system of behavioral health services that should prevent institutionalization. The lawsuit comes up settlement negotiations broke down. This is a result of the press release from the Disability Rights Maine. 25 years after the landmark Supreme Court decision, Homestead versus LC, which found that unnecessarily segregating people with disabilities into institutional settings violating the ADA. Many children and their families are still waiting for a legally compliant behavioral health system. Despite calls for more than a decade to ensure the availability of those services, Maine has failed to do so. Unfortunately, the lawsuit was a necessary result of not continued failure to Ellie Riley, managing attorney to Disability Rights Maine, after initially receiving a complaint violating Disability Rights Maine. USDOT conducting a lengthy investigation found that Maine's community-based health system fails to provide sufficient services. As a result, hundreds of children are necessarily segregated in institutions each year, while older children are at serious risk of entering institutions. Children are unable to access behavioral health services in their homes and communities. Services are part of existing array of programs that the state advertises to families through its Medicaid program Maine Care, but does not make available in a meaningful, timely manner. Maine children with behavioral health needs are eligible for programs for range community-based services the state offers, but either remain in segregated settings or at serious risk of institutionalization. Families in Maine and children in Maine are overwhelmingly open to receiving services in community settings. In fact, parents indicating a strong preference to their children receive their services in the home due to trauma, neglect, and abuse that their children repeatedly endured at residential facilities within and outside of Maine. These findings should not be expressed to the state of Maine, which has been on clear notice of the widespread inaccuracies on the community-based health system for children with a comprehensive assessment concluded in 2018 that children's behavioral health services were not available when needed. This is a children's issue. This is an adult issue as well. Were not available at all. 2 years later, a separate independent assessment of the juvenile justice system access of appropriate community-based services for behavioral mental health needs. What was true in 2018 remains true today. Maine continues to fail to ensure that children with disabilities access to community-based behavioral services they need in their homes and communities as a result. We've talked about this time and time again. Not only is this an issue, but when they do have services such as what was alleged a couple of years ago, Market Berkeley Homes, one provider in Maine has 67 or 60 has some egregiously high rate of abuse and seclusion and meltdowns of takedowns and abuse and restraint that was just absurd. So, and that happens in Maine. I mean, that's an in-house placement. At the time, they said that they may have to close and we're offering out-of-state placement for people. But again, it's a violation of law. But of course, the mills, this has all gone on for years. Furthermore, when kids cannot access treatment and support close to home, they stay connected to their families and community. They said ACLU of Maine Legal Director Carol Garvin. And unfortunately, for far too long, Maine has not shared these services. Since 2016, we've been working to address human rights violations that long people long enough has been done. We must provide kids the services they need to live healthy and safe lives. Maine children with disabilities and families deserve what the law requires, which is community-based behavioral services. The failure to provide those services harms children and strains and fragments families and ripples across communities. And it's true, because if your kids can be held at home, it means you have to keep them outside the home, which means you don't have the same support you have one family, or within the family you can be held at home. I've seen this time and time again growing up. It's truth. It just happens that way. Maine can and must step up to meet its obligations and services within the law requires. Mary Bonanno, Senior Director, LGBTQ legal advocates and defenders. And that's important because a lot of the disabled people that are youth that are also experiencing these issues are also gay or on the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or questioning. And as the DOJ indicated in its complaint, Maine can implement reasonable modifications that totally behavioral health disabilities can limit driving integrated settings and entering institutions to access care, but instead modifying its services to prevent its access, resolve unnecessary segregation, and prioritize expanding its institutional settings. And this is all from Disability Rights Maine, which is something that I shared with posting that to everybody in the website. Recently, New York Times had a country camp, I am incredibly going to say that I am 1,000% guilty of loving anything country camp does, because country camp is awesome in every way. It's my 40th year. I started going to camp 4 years ago. I don't go there now, but I would. Nothing personal. It's just been a logistical nightmare this year. Hopefully that will get better. As my life gets better, and it seems to be, so that's good. So Jenna Russell, who is a journalist in the New York Times, did a great story on the week version camp they have. It's not actually a camp, a Pine Tree Camp itself, run by the Pine Tree Society. Pine Tree Camp has a bunch of different programs, day programs, that evening programs, programs that people come into, like 6th graders come there a lot for leadership programs. There's the foodie bike. The foodie bike day is happening on October 5th, I believe. So that's going to be happening. The Foodie Foundation provides Pine Tree Camp with a ton of money every year. And they do some great work. Pine Tree Camp does some great work. And so, Jenna Russell, I think I did upload that link, and I was subscribed to the New York Times because of a journalist. I have to have a subscription. Please don't, I know. Well, that's how I rationalize it, is that I need to have access to it. So, that's another major reason with the stuff going on. Again, I'm trying to think of other things going on that I haven't touched on yet. And I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I'm missing. United Spinal Association is having a really amazing event series called Strong Will Together. And their fall events are available at the Strong Will Together page, which is available at link to it on the Billy name page. So was going to post a link to that because it's important, and I think it's happening pretty soon, so that's cool. And again, there's other information I have. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through this very quick, and I'm failing miserably, and I've been online for quite a bit already. If you take boar's head meats, there has been a listeria call. Listeria can cause major issues with people's gastrointestinal. People can die from listeria. Boar's head meats are very expensive meats that are shipped in Maine. You can buy them all over in Maine. They're Hannaford and Shaw's. And I believe that New York Times is posting as of this afternoon that the boar's head factory that was in question has been closed, which is good because it should have been. And there's been some issues as well, and I'm just trying to get there have been issues with the new Disney policy with the Disney theme parks. They're changing policies for the accessible access thing, and a lot of people that don't meet, Disney's version of access are totally that's not getting access points. A lot of people saying it probably violates the law, and from what I can understand, just reading what I'm seeing, yeah, it probably does. They won't accept medical things. They're saying it can be abused. All of these things don't make much sense. However, it's been an issue before. They've been trying to do this, change it, revamp it. They've always been doing this. Always has problems. These problems are a little bit more significant than again since COVID. Everything seems to be a lot more significant. In terms of other issues, stuff going on, I'm sure there's a lot more that's going on that I'm not thinking about right now. I know that there's a huge, important protest for disability rights and GRC. I'm just being I lost. I think it's about the GRC. On October 5th, there's going to be a huge demonstration planned by Elise Hunt, who's one of the organizers. I believe it's going to be in Boston, which is 2-hour drive, or maybe take the bus to Portland. The Vast Stop and Shop Coalition is organizing a huge protest at GRC October 5th. GRC Educational Center, that's 250 Turnpike Street in Kentucky, Mass. Free shirts, stock and water will be available. Google sign-up sheet, I don't have one. I can't get this online yet. I will at some point. We'll meet with GRC protesting. It's at the protest, and it's at the press conference with an incredible lineup. Then march to a GRC protest. Residents a couple blocks away will from the DRC will continue protests, will continue engage local businesses along the way, hand out information and stickers with QR codes, lead to the stopshop.info site, and there's been a lot more information. There's been Facebook events, our iTunes, a Facebook group, and a webpage. There's GoFundMe. Right now they're saying they need funds for education. Printing materials, sign making materials, promotional signs, word big exhibits, stop the shop, shirts, stickers, etc. So again, if you can do that, that's stoptheshop.info. I will have more information on that. Again, it's been a long and great week, but it's been a long week. I'm gonna hope you have a great weekend. I plan on doing at least one next week, maybe two story times, and hopefully you have a great weekend and touch base next week. Be well and take care.